John Dooley Rucker was a man who, by many accounts, was very average, but when faced with two extraordinary circumstances, he performed his duty in exceptional ways. Rucker was the fourth of 5 children born to Kay and Elsie Rucker of East St. Louis, Illinois. He completed high school and 1 year of college before working in construction and in a laboratory. By age 24, he moved to Los Angeles, California, where he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps on October 22, 1940. As a young private first class, he sailed to a remote post on the island of Guam in the Mariana Islands. Guam was not considered a high defense priority, and fewer than 150 U.S. Marines were stationed there to protect the island. Rucker arrived in Guam on May 7, 1941. And 7 months later, on December 8th, the Japanese attacked the island simultaneously with the attacks on Oahu, the Philippines, and Midway. A report from his commanding officer suggested that Rucker be given a Meritorious Conduct Award for driving a fellow injured serviceman over 14 miles to the Naval Hospital in Haganta during the Japanese bombardment, but it was decided that these actions did not meet the requirements for a Bronze or Silver Star. By December 11th, Rucker was a prisoner of war of the Empire of Japan when Guam fell to Japanese forces. The next 4 years were unimaginable. Rucker and his fellow servicemen were held at Zenshuji Camp on Shikoku Island and Osaka Main Camp. He suffered from pellagra, dysentery, beriberi, and malnutrition. During this time, his mother, sister, and brother wrote many letters to the government and the U.S. Marine Corps demanding to learn more about their son and his conditions. Unhappy with the answers provided by the government, they even engaged others to write letters on their behalf. On September 2, 1945, Rucker was liberated and transported to California aboard the USS Rescue, a hospital ship. He served until he was honorably discharged on February 18, 1946. For many men, the story would have ended there, but he returned to service, re-enlisting on April 2, 1948. When the Korean War broke out, he participated in the Incheon landings and served in the Chosin Reservoir, a campaign noted for its brutality and extreme weather conditions. Following a temporary assignment to a headquarters and service company, he was reassigned to an infantry unit on December 5, 1950. The next day, December 6th, while leading a light machine gun section of the 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines, 1st Marine Division, his unit took heavy fire advancing from Hagaru-ri to Kotu-ri. His Silver Star citation reads, "Moving his section of guns in sub-zero temperatures and under hostile fire, he calmly directed and supervised their gun emplacement, promptly put them into action, and personally made several trips to the ammunition supply point." Later that day, he was mortally wounded when struck by a missile. After the armistice, Rucker's remains were buried in North Korean territory, much to the frustration of his brother and sister, who continued to correspond with the government. Finally, his remains were repatriated and identified as part of Operation Glory, and his brother chose to have him buried here in 1955. At the time, Hawaii was a territory, and this was considered an overseas burial. His siblings were upset that the government would not pay for them to attend the burial, and it is unclear if they ever visited. John, we are here today to visit you and to honor you for your bravery in Guam, Japan, and Korea. Your mother, brother, and sister clearly loved you and wanted to know that you were cared for. We know that you are cared for here in the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and your willingness to go to war not once, but twice.